Alright, well, here goes nothing. Let's see if this actually works. Oh shit! That worked a little bit better than I thought. Okay, maybe let's do this outside. Okay guys, today I want to make a 12 volt automatically pumped water container for camping and just general purpose use. I have a bunch of stuff over here. I have some tubing, I have a pump, I have some fittings and drill bits and whatnot. Over here I have this massive annoying container that's taking up most of the frame. I actually got these parts probably like a month ago, but I've kind of been in the process of moving around, so I'm just finally getting into it. Alright, so I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I don't really know much about it. I've done a little bit of research, but I just kind of laid this all out on the table, and I'm just going to jump into it, grab some tools, and see what we can do. Try to retrofit this container to put all this hardware in, and hopefully get a working electric pump-fed water source. Oops. So the idea here is we have this big water container. Of course we need some sort of water container. You could get this or anything else. I just like this size. This is actually 7 gallons, so this is going to hold a ton of water. And then we have this electric pump. You can get ones that go externally, so you could actually run a hose in there and then this could sit on the outside. This one's a little bit fancy because this is actually waterproof. So this whole thing is going to be submerged down in there, and these wires are waterproof. So I'm going to drill a little hole that comes out of here, attach that to a battery / switch, and then I need to sort of modify this thing. This is the cap that came with it, and I have these really cool like quick connector thingies. That's going to go in here, and then hose attaches to the pump, comes out the top to that quick connect fitting, and then you can just put whatever sort of hose you want on it. I have this sort of silicone hose. You can attach a sprayer to it, whatever. So that's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to start by drilling this out and see what we can make of this cap. So we have this like 50-year-old drill that my dad had. Super heavy, but still works. I actually have a step bit on here, which is super nice, as it just has a bunch of different sizes and it steps up and up and up, and then it also, I think, doesn't like chew up whatever material. So I'm just going to stick this in. This already has a hole in it, and we're just going to size it out till this can fit in. My neighbors think I'm crazy. Alright, well that took way too long, but we got our hole drilled. That's all nice and sanded down. There's this little sort of rubber grommet washer type thing. That's going to create our seal, so that just goes through the top. And then this thing has some threads on it. This will just screw down like that, tighten it up, and locks everything in place. Super solid. Okay, it's time to move on to the pump. So we have these little grommets that basically the wire from the pump is going to feed through. And I think I'm just going to mount this right here. And the wire is going to come out here, attached to a switch and battery, and it should be pretty straightforward. We're going to need to do a 1/2 inch hole for these. Get in there. Oh, there we go. That's working. Okay, we're gonna set this little grommet to the side for a second. Before we can put the wiring through, we actually need to connect a hose between these two things. So, let's do that. Okay, it's sitting at the bottom. I'm scared of commitment. Hopefully this works. Oh, that's pretty easy. So we got these little hose clamps. I'm gonna make sure this tubing is actually pressed up all the way as far as it can go. And this, slide right over there. Get on there. Gonna tighten you up, you little sucker. Okay, that ain't going nowhere. Okay, so now it's time to use this little grommet. We are going to try to feed this up through here. There we go. We can push this whole jumble of wires through there, and then we're just going to, let's see how long we want this. Alright, that's on. This top part goes on, and you can see this wire goes in and out. As soon as we start screwing this down, this actually locks it in place and makes it a watertight seal. So now that's nice and stable, and that's not going anywhere. Now we can drop this whole jumble of stuff down there, and that will just screw on as normal. Here's just a close-up so you can see we got this quick connect up here, and then here's our little grommet, and that's just flush. That comes out, and here's our wires. Alrighty, we're back in the dungeon now, and I got the wires from the pump coming up. I have this little switch here and a little battery connector, which I'm just going to use this little drone battery to power this all off of. I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to start soldering everything up. Got my soldering iron all hot here, and yeah, we'll come up with something. Cat wants to help. Do you want to help out, dude? Okay, well, we wrapped up this wiring. It's certainly not pretty by any means, but the important part is that it actually is functional. So let's plug this battery in and test it out. Okay. Awesome. Okay, well, we've gotten our pump and our main container working, so it's time to actually come up with a hose or something that you're going to use. I went ahead and actually got this sprayer. This is just like a kitchen sink sprayer. It's kind of expensive, but it's pretty nice. It has this little hose, and it came with this little, I think it's a 3/8 inch adapter. So on this female end here, this is the quick connect, and we're just going to make like a little joiner to hook these two together, and I think that'll finish the project. This is just a super short, maybe like 2-inch long, but this is just going to join like that. And this is going to go in like that. Sick. So that's what it looks like, and we have a little bit of flop in there, but that's our quick connect. Now with this whole hose thing, just goes like that. Push this in, that's connected, and you can disconnect it just like that. That's all sealed off again. It's time to test it out. Oh shit! That worked a little bit better than I thought. Okay, maybe let's do this outside. Not bad. Alright guys, well, we're done with the project, and for under $100, I would say this is pretty darn awesome. Just one flip of a switch. That's sweet. So that wraps up the project, and I'm super happy with this. I actually don't know how much money it cost total. I just threw $100 out there as sort of a random number. I think it's close to that. It might be closer to 150 with all the stuff I got, just because I think this thing alone, this sprayer, was like $30 because it's a nice kitchen one. These quick disconnects, these quick hose fittings, they're pretty expensive. I think just the male side was like 20 or 25 bucks. So it adds up. You could go a lot cheaper and get something very similar to this, and honestly, if you want to spend the money like I did, it's just super nice. This is going to last forever, and you can camp with it, shower with it, water your plants, like whatever you want to do. There's so many different uses, so I think it's well worth the money. Yeah, other than that, I think that pretty much wraps it up. You can totally do this in an afternoon. Once you have the part source, it's really pretty easy. If I weren't filming this, I honestly probably could have done it in less than an hour, something like that. So I think that pretty much wraps it up, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, share it with all your friends and families and pets and cats and whatever. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Not bad.